Perfect timing.
Suddenly CNN now.
Yeah.
What, you got to get your facts right?
Well, yeah, we do.
Suddenly, yeah.
We got them all represented. We got MSNBC, CNN, Fox.
Yes, we're not biased here.
No,
we're fair and balanced.
We're fair and balanced across the board.
And we lean forward, and we do all those things that all the networks
we actually goof on all of them.
Yeah, I don't see how any of them are very accurate.
No.
Especially with all the news happening today. You're great on the Twitter, I got to say. I follow you on Twitter, and very good, very open and honest, and not afraid of a little controversy with the religious zealots out there.
Yeah, I do get into some arguments with the odd fundamentalist. You know, they say the Earth's 5,000 years old. I say it's 4.6 billion. It's a difference of opinion. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, scientists do. Carbon dating pretty much tells us. But yeah, you know, you can have your own opinions, but you can't have your own facts.
It's very hard to argue with anybody because you're not changing anyone's opinion.
There's no point. And the other thing is there's so many spoofs of fundamentalism like that, which you literally cannot tell the difference.
Right.
There's nothing you could make up more ridiculous than what these people believe. I mean, their whole aspect is I think clouded by episodes of the Flintstones. That's where they got a lot of their
We're
science
dinosaurs and humans. We're together and we use big pelicans as garbage disposals and things like that. Okay.
So and I also get things on Twitter like, "Oh, you're just doing self-promotion." I go, "Yeah." No, I want to be your friend. Here's my address. Come round. You fucking maniac.
People have gotten they kind of lose touch in what this all really is because they call it following and friends and things like that. It really isn't a friendship.
No, it's it's sort of a friendship you have with a film star when you're in jail for life. It's that one when you write them saying,
right,
"Are we married yet?" No, we're not. No, we're not married yet. No.
We had spoken a lot of times about how in the past it used to be very difficult to communicate with a celebrity that you liked. You take Clark Gable, you'd have to write a letter, know the address to send it to, write it literally with your hand, send it off. It would maybe get to a publicist if you were lucky, or the company he was signed under, the contract, MGM or something. You never got to actually speak with that person.
But that's true of everything now. Now you don't have to write a letter. Now you can just sort of shout it from the streets, or your toilet wall gets read by millions of people. Everyone's got an opinion, and things blow up really quickly. So controversy that isn't controversy is now 10 times the controversy it would have been. In an open letter that someone might have read or not. And now it's pretty scary, really. The restrictions, particularly in comedy, particularly with people like us.
People don't see it as comedy a lot of times too. They take you very literally in what you're writing, not understanding the context and that you're a comic. And all of a sudden, another. We're in the decade of the apology, so another apology is necessary for something that you never meant
ridiculous.
to be
bad. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It makes me angry, and it's got worse over the last couple of years because people think just because they're offended, they're right. That's by definition. They think, well, I don't like it, so it must be.
So no one else should like it.
Some people are offended by homosexuality. Some people are offended by mixed marriage. What we meant to do? Just ban them because one person somewhere has got. That's their problem.
That's too logical.
Infuriating.
But that's too logical, Ricky. You're too logical. That makes too much sense.
Well, that's the thing about offence as well, though, because it's nothing to do with right and wrong. It's to do with feelings, and feelings are personal.
You have the right to be offended in America. People forget that. You say it all the time.
You have the right to be offended, but I have the right.
But they
to
don't
offend.
understand that.
You don't have the right never to be offended.
But they think if I'm offended, then no one should be able to watch that show, listen to that radio show.
The Educational Board of New York. 50 words they suggest should be banned from exam papers. One of which was dinosaur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it might offend someone.
It might offend.
Dinosaurs existed. They did.
They really did.
Yes.
We know that much.
And
you could argue when they existed.
It's crazy that the people that are the truly offensive ones are the ones that get so angry. It's like, it's always funny to me that a Christian will yell at you for going, I don't believe in God. They'll go, you motherfucker. motherfucker. But like an atheist would never do that to the Christian. If somebody goes, I believe in God, I would never go, I'll fucking kick your fucking ass now for saying that.
We also get accused of being smug. But it's so illogical. And also this thing about it's not just Christian. I don't believe in any God. I don't believe, and it's nothing really to do with what religion you are or your spiritual belief. It's just whether you're an arsehole or not.
Right.
I've met arsehole atheists.
Right.
It's nothing to do with that. But there's not many atheists who kill other people. You don't often kill in the name of no God. I think that's the big difference.
It's so hard to refute facts. I mean, in ye olde days, it was easier for very religious people to say, well, this is what it is because I have my faith and beliefs. But as we went forward and learned that these things did happen, and technology got better, and we were able to say, well, there were dinosaurs, and they were around at this time, and the Earth was this old.
Yeah.
They had a harder time trying to bamboozle everybody into believing that, it's the way it was in the Bible.
Well, that's the thing. This is the other thing. It's such a circular argument. You say, why do you believe in God? And they say, well, it says so in the Bible. Yeah, but why do you believe that? Because it says so in the Bible. Yeah, but why do you believe what it says in the Bible? It says so in the Bible. Oh, okay. Let's leave it there then. Shall we?
It really is an archaic way of thinking.
Dinosaurs not mentioned in the Bible.
No,
that's what the Earth isn't round. It didn't say, by the way, it's a big sphere.
A sphere with gravity, and
it's just funny because all the thoughts in the Bible are what they knew then. That's weird, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Would you take anything that was written back then as fact? That we've proven them to be wrong on everything.
Well, the information around now is 50% wrong.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
so back then,
furious.
Yeah.
It's
man.
Yeah,
it's
lunacy. It's fucking.
It is.
It's absolutely. It's. I just watched this thing about quantum physics.
Where
they
braggart.
You're on the wrong fucking radio show.
Oh God!
Why don't you get out of here?
Trying to impress Ricky.
He didn't say he understood it. He just saw flashing. There was some flashing lights,
pretty colors.
Yeah, there's a round thing, and it got bigger, and then it got so small you could hardly see it. And they reckon it's the smallest thing ever.
What?
Joe,
what do you know about quantum physics?
Nothing.
Okay, so Ricky's right?
Ricky, by the way, I was watching something on the quantum physics.
But to be fair, there's a phrase that goes around quantum physics circles, and it says, this is true. It says, if you think you understand quantum physics, you don't understand quantum physics. So, there you go.
There we go.
I certainly don't understand quantum physics.
So he just saved your ass.
The only reason I was bringing it up was that there was a part in it where they talked about when Columbus first landed with the ships and how the natives where he landed couldn't see the ships because they had never seen a ship before. And it took one of them to go, no, it's there. And then once this one guy pointed it out, they all saw it. And at the beginning of the story, I had a reason for telling it. And I can't remember how it ties into what we're talking about.
There was a show on quantum physics in England recently, and Karl Pilkington called me up after it and says, I've got a headache, right? He said, okay. He said, explain to me, like, I'm going to do it. Like, he's just watched an hour programme, and suddenly I'm going to, right? And I never know when to start with it. I said, what? He said, what happened before the Big Bang? I went, nothing. He went, there must have been something. I said, there wasn't. I said, all matter that exists was in an infinitely small space, smaller than the size of an atom, okay? And it expanded and created space. He went, what did it expand into? I said, nothing. There wasn't even space for it to expand. He's going, he said, there's always been space. That was it. That was his statement. That was his I
kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
It had to be something there.
It's tough.
It's tough to wrap your head around it.
Trying to get him to understand that is bizarre, because his understanding of anything in the world in front of him is just amazing.
It is amazing.
It's a take on something that I've never seen.
Just explaining evolution to him is a joy. I've tried it many, many times.
I love his take on animals.
His animals are great. I remember
he was talking about the slug.
The slug, yeah.
He doesn't understand the slug.
Well, I said, the slug is as evolved as us.
Yeah.
He went, rubbish. He said, I've coughed up more complicated creatures.
He's brilliant with what he says.
He really is brilliant.
Does Karl do press?
Sorry?
We want him to be on the show. He doesn't do press or nothing.
Of it. I've got to do a couple of things.
Does he realize how famous he is? You made him extremely famous.
No, he doesn't. He thinks people just point and laugh because he's got a perfectly round head.
It's just
I've
perfect
explained
Charlie
now you're on
Brown
the telly
round
now.
head. Yeah.
Can't get enough of them.
I was explaining, everyone uses the model of the giraffe, that a creature like a giraffe was born with a slightly longer neck, it could reach more leaves, it could pass on its genetic material for longer, it was more successful, then, etc. He went, but why did they evolve a long neck to reach the leaves? He said, why didn't they just learn to build a ladder? And I couldn't answer it. I went, yeah, good point.
It's a good point. It's,
But why did that animal feel like it had to have a long neck?
Well, it's got to get the leaves that the other ones can't get.
The other
there's
animals
no
just
will.
found leaves close by to the
Well, they're
ground.
smaller. Like the giraffe is a little big, so it's got to get. The other animals will eat everything on the bottom.
There's no will to evolution. Animals aren't sitting around going, I wish I evolved. They're either selected or they're not. It's a billion years has sorted it out for us. You don't need to worry about it.
Maybe something went wrong, though, because they're the only animal with a long neck.
But that's things like some of the fundamentalists, they say things like, well, if we evolved from apes, we didn't evolve from apes, we shared an ancestry, rather like cousins have the same grandparents. If we evolved from apes, why are there still apes around? I go, well, if he made us from dust, why is there still dust around? There's no. I mean, it's just.
It's great to watch, though.
Your take on things are great, and when I watch on Twitter, when you get into a little spat with some people, your take on it is very good. You come off as somebody who's very educated on these things, and is it from reading a lot, or you watch a lot of TV? Because nowadays you can get a hell of an education just watching like Smithsonian and Discovery.
I'd say TV certainly in my younger years was probably 50% of my education.
Really?
Yeah. I could read early, and that's sort of a lost art to me now. As soon as I finished college, I thought I'd never have to read again. But
Not even that it's a pleasure in any way, shape, or form.
No, I watched. My world was TV. Sitting down on the TV, and I watched nature programs and science programs and those sort of things, and trash TV as well, which I still do.
Yeah, it's a good balance, and then you find you're pretty well informed on a lot of things.
I think TV's great, and particularly things like in England we have BBC, which is government funded, which means they can make shows that no one watch that are brilliant, and that's what's great about it. They've got BBC4, which is arts and science and everything, and I might be the only one watching it that night, but do you know what I mean? I don't want to take it away from me.
Right, don't take it away.
It doesn't. It's not all about ratings. It's not all about dumbing down. It's not all about seeing another pop star. We don't need,
Yes.
I applaud things like that.
Well, you're very well. You've already stated very well educated, but it's like that's what I like about your stand-up so much too. Is that you do these bits and you translate it to a very common audience. You know what I mean? You could watch your special and you go into all these places, very high concept stuff, but it never feels like he's talking down to me or he's making me feel left out that I don't know this.
Well, I think you have to take big, broad brushstrokes with anything. If anything, you're dealing with anything slightly academic, it's no good explaining something and then hoping you'll get a joke out of it. It's got to be quite broad, and I think it's important that you at least know the truth in any field of comedy, even if you're doing something political or moral or scientific. I think you have to know the truth before you can start screwing with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We used to have this guy in England called Les Dawson who used to play the piano, and he used to put in bum notes. But you had to know the tune to know, and it was so funny.
Oh wow! To know if it was wrong, right?
Just, exactly, yeah. So it was just. I think it's rather like that. So every time he plays a bad note, that he did it was sort of quite smugly, thinking that you knew it was bad, just slightly off. It would just make you laugh because you knew it was wrong. And that's what comedy is, isn't it? It's the surprise. It's sort of you know where they've gone wrong. You know where the comedian's gone wrong.
Right.
So I prefer that to comedy where you're outwitting the world. People are swaggering, going out saying why they're the. There's no
they know a little more than you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little more than you.
Yeah.
Are you happy with how busy you are these days? Because I know when we've talked to you in the past, you were kind of working on a project, or you just come off of a project or something. But you're all over the place now. Are you happy with that? Do you have enough time still for yourself?
It's fun, and Winston Churchill said, if you find a job you really love, you'll never work again. And that's what it feels like. This is fun. I mean, you guys, you're sitting down.
We bitch every day, but of course, in the end, it's a great gig.
But, you know, my dad was a labourer.
Yeah, I know.
My dad was a labourer.
You got to remind yourself
He
that
worked
shit.
till he was 70. He used to get up at 5:30, and he carried bricks around.
Right.
We mustn't complain.
I know.
Exactly.
You really are
We're
right.
not allowed.
I remember
working
before radio. I worked in construction.
jobs.
I did construction. It sucked. It was not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the guys on the job were fun. It was, you know, things like that. We joked around, but the bottom line was houses had to be built.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Coming in here, it's like, all right, it's early in the morning.
Can you tell me what houses you built so I don't buy
yeah,
one?
don't. Believe me. I have a nightmare. I used to put in air conditioning and heating in central air in office buildings and homes. And I used to take these powder-actuated fasteners. It's a bullet that loads into a gun where nails then stick into cement. And I would put these hangers up for these giant air conditioning units that would be hanging above hung ceilings like this in offices. And I wasn't sure if the nail really caught well. I'm still waiting for one of these to crush somebody.
That's just
and
terrifying.
for me, 20 years later, to get sued because they have some paperwork I signed where I was the guy that hung this, and someone got crushed. I swear, I still think about it because I really wasn't
everyone
good.
listening now in offices is just looking up.
Look up right now. There's a lot of machinery that a drunk put in at some point.
God.
It's unbelievable. It's like, dude, people get mad. Like, I'll get mad when the train's late and be like, what the fuck? And then, but when I step back and think of all the morons that are running all these systems, I'm like, it's a miracle the fucking train comes
That
at
it even
all.
runs.
Yeah.
That it comes at all because they put people like me and you in jobs like that, and you're just like, well, whatever.
But I like it as well when a train's delayed and it says, sorry, we're delayed, a person threw themselves and died on the train. And people still go, oh, just scrape it. Oh, come on.
Very self-concerned we are.
I'm going to be late.
How long is this going to take?
I saw this Vox Pop in England. It was about how they're going to have to slow the trains down for safety. There've been a few crashes, right? And they're going to slow them down. And of course, they asked the man on the street. Why do they ask the man on the street now? I don't care about the man on the street. That's who's in charge, right? And so they went out and they were saying, well, it's terrible because it only takes me an hour and a half to go to work, and that's going to take 2 hours, and that's 4 hours. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. And one bloke said, well, you know, it's better to arrive late than dead. Who arrives dead? Where's this guy that's sitting at his desk and they're going, Bob's in early. I'm in early, but I'm dead. And they go, oh no, it's much better to arrive. I'd rather be a bit late, Bob, than dead because you're no good to me now. You know,
Man on the street.
don't ask the man on the street.
They are good. Oh my God.
We have a guy who's very mad because he says atheists have killed a ton of people.
What?
Oh, is this the Hitler was an atheist?
Oh God.
Okay, one Hitler
Is
was
it?
an atheist. Well, that's one.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Ben in Virginia. Ben.
Oh, I've got my headphones on.
Oh.
Go ahead, Ben, real fast.
Yeah, Ricky, man, atheists have killed more people than believers. Think about the Soviet Union,
Yeah.
Stalin.
No, my point is, my point is they didn't kill anyone because they
of
were
their
atheist.
religion. Right.
That's the difference. There are killers who are atheists and killers who are not atheists. There are killers of all religions and killers of no religion. Okay, but the people who are atheists very rarely kill someone because there's no God. And this is what makes me laugh when people think that you can't be a moralistic person without God because there's no guidance of good, right? Which was mad. So I say, are you telling me that if suddenly someone said there is no God, you'd suddenly start going out and raping and killing because you could?
Right.
I don't believe in God, and I'm a good person because it's the way I'd want to be treated, and it's the society I'd like to live in. And a secular belief based on intelligence and logic and consensus is so much better than an old ghost said it once.
Fair enough, but those atheists out there are oftentimes as belittling as the Christians are. Bill Muller's.
But I wonder. I don't.
Religiosity, I think it was.
Oh, well, I think you can belittle a belief, but I don't belittle their right to believe it. I believe you have the right to believe anything you want, however illogical or crazy, but I have the right to find it ridiculous.
Right.
You can't respect a crazy belief. You don't respect a child that believes in Santa. You don't respect that belief, but you respect that child's right to believe it, and hopefully you grow out of it. The problem with religion is they don't grow out of it because they don't get a chance. And a child's brain is a sponge. It will take in what a parent tells it to, and that's a survival mechanism. Don't touch the fire, don't walk off the edge, don't be bad or you'll burn in hell. That to me is child abuse. And I just think it's okay to have religion and spirituality, but I think it has to be their choice. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Ben.
Fair enough.
Thank
you, Ben.
Fair enough.
Hey, Ricky, why do you think you have such a huge fan base thinking how you do as far as religion goes? Because that topic, as you can see, pisses off a lot of people.
But I don't know why.
By just being honest with it?
I don't think. All I'm saying is I don't believe in God. I don't believe in any God.
Right.
You know, there are about 2,700 deities over the past 4,000 or 5,000 years of civilization.
Right.
Okay. So when a Christian says, I don't believe in their God, basically, I believe in one less God than them.
That's exactly it. Yeah. And think of how many people are wrong. Even if one religion's right, boy, there's a lot of wrong people that are praying to the wrong God.
I think that's why exactly, yeah. And there's this Catholics, for example, they believe you can't go to heaven unless you believe in this God.
Yeah.
So Hindus are all going to hell.
Yep.
They could be the nicest person in the world. They could be the most peaceful, righteous person on the planet. But because they believe in the so-called wrong God, they're going to burn in hell forever.
Yeah.
This is
crazy
crazy
talk.
talk.
That's a tough one.
It's crazy talk.
Both said it. Crazy talk.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And I
That's
just
a
love,
tough nut.
I just love
I
the
agree.
concept too that an all-knowing God wouldn't, if you died and died an atheist and you wound up in heaven, that an all-knowing God wouldn't say, "I get it, dude. This is ridiculous."
Surely an all-knowing.
This is ridiculous.
Well, either God. See, this is by definition the God that you know in this country worship is all-powerful. He's all-knowing and he's good. One of those doesn't give because you take a disaster. He either couldn't avoid it, so he's not all-powerful.
Right.
He either didn't avoid it, so he's a bit of a dick.
Right.
Or there is no God.
Right.
One of those three has to be true logically.
You can't
Right.
have all of
Right.
them.
Are you gonna write a book on this someday?
No.
That would be a great read.
I just like mouthing off on Twitter.
You know, the reason Ricky's here is we got to make sure people know the Ricky Gervais Show Season 3 premieres next Friday, April 20th on HBO. I mean, I love the show.
It's just an amazing thing to have that animated like that, and it gives the latitude to go into a complete fantasy world. But it's still you guys. We know you are your characters.
It was funny just to be in a room with Karl, just with hearing him talk about his world. But now you animate his world, and it goes off to his flights
his
of fantasy.
fantasies, his ideas, his diaries.
When he's young, his diaries. He's quite amazing. It's
and Merchant does a good job, obviously. Steve Merchant,
he's great.
and yourself.
There's three of us. Yeah, exactly.
The chemistry is great. What subjects you guys talking about this season?
Well, the first episode is a doozy. It's when Karl has an idea for a movie, right? It takes him ages to explain it, and he pitches this to us like we're Hollywood executives, right? And then you get to see the film, and it's basically Tom Cruise dies making Mission Impossible 7, right? But production's already underway, and there's a bloke called Brian, who's played by Ted Danson, right? Who decides to take over Tom Cruise's body. So they put his brain in Tom Cruise's body. So Tom Cruise is finishing the movie, but it's the brain of Brian, this bloke. And that's the movie. That's the movie.
I'd watch.
It is. It's quite brilliant, actually.
Are you gonna throw him out in the world again, or is he done with that?
Yeah, we're doing a third
season.
Wow.
Well, it's a special. I'm sending him around the world with Warwick Davis, the dwarf.
Life's too short.
Karl's going to do the Marco Polo route of cycling from Venice to Hong Kong with a dwarf in a basket. And the first time I pitched him this idea, he didn't say, "Well, that's ridiculous." He said, "So I'm doing all the fucking peddling." That was his first thought.
It's too much. You can never know what he's going to say.
You can never know. I told him recently. I said, I know he's fascinated with animals, right? And I said there's a program on it called The Truth About the Giant Squid, and Karl went, "Who's been lying about it up to now?" Like this squid has been sort of maligned in the press. Now he's going on CNN to go, "Well, it's not true. I mean, I've never raped a crab in my life. I don't know where that came from. I can't get into jars. It's a fallacy."
It's fucking brilliant, man. In a way,
It's amazing.
the logic of it.
I was explaining to him that chimps are 98.6% genetically identical to human beings. I said, think of that, Karl, 1.4% difference. And Karl thought about it and went, that's got to be the arse. I love the idea that he's thought, these chimps sitting around going, if we can sort this arse out, we're human. If we can just get this arse sorted out.
He doesn't get the... Not literally a part of...
Exactly, yeah. 1.4%.
Yeah.
Come out to the arse.
Gotta be the arse.
In my house, we're obsessed with him. Like, what is his life entail when he's not doing projects for you?
That's one of the episodes, A Day in the Life of Karl. We question him.
Oh, great.
And they've done it like it's a reality show where he's being filmed, and it's just fantastic.
Is it just a boring life?
You'd think it is, but it's the funniest thing. I mean, the things that gets in the diary, the things he does, he gets up regularly. Suzanne goes out, and we say, what, a little peck on the cheek? She goes, no, I'll just tap her on the back of the head. Sometimes she tells me there's ham in the fridge. Like it's some sort of Pavlovian conditioning. I tapped her on the head once, she said ham in the fridge. It's such an odd little creature, you know.
But what does he do? Can you walk us through quickly?
DIY. As soon as his girlfriend leaves, he starts fixing things. He see, oh, that tile's like, so he knocked the tiles off, and he knows he's got till she comes home at 5:30 to put the tiles back. He just likes DIY.
Wow.
He wants to work in a DIY store. I mean, everyone's after him to do TV shows, books, and everything, but no, I've got to do the kitchen. I've got to do the kitchen.
Is there some OCD in there?
He said, right, the weekend, I came out the weekend, Easter weekend, right? And he was furious. He had to do some emergency work because he's selling his house, okay? So he needed a carpenter, right? And he said, I couldn't get anyone. That no one wanted to come out, right? None of them were available. I went, well, yeah. I said, but it's Good Friday. He went, well, how the fuck did Jesus ever get crucified?
Holy shit.
Like, the idea, they go, no, we got a crucifixion. Can you no, it's Good Friday. I don't work Good Friday.
Yeah.
No, you've got to... It's just
Amazing.
That's hilarious. It's got to be so just stressful to be him. Like his mind is constantly in turmoil.
Well, he said when he was born, he said his mum said he could frown before he could talk. So he learned all the frowning. He said, I was a sad baby. A sad baby.
He was a sad baby.
That's when it's easy.
Oh, God, that's
fucking hilarious.
You knew you had gold when you met him for the first
Absolutely.
time, right?
But it's just little things he says that you can never predict. He, we were saying about the earliest memory, and I was going, I don't know, 4, 5. Karl was going, no. I said, oh, he said, no, 7, 8. I said, no, you can remember back to your 4 or 5. He said, my parents don't even remember me back then. What does that mean? We were talking about doppelgangers once, about the exact script. Look at that. And he said, I'd hate that. I said, why? He said, how would I know which one I was?
brilliant.
Absolute genius.
God. No one thinks that.
We thought it was too good to be true. Like he was a comedian or an actor first. No, I totally believe it.
Then you realize,
but at first it was like this is too good.
He's like it 24/7, and I phone him every day just to find out what he's doing. Just to get his slant on life.
We're jealous because we're doing what we do. We find some quirky people.
He'd
from
be
time to
amazing,
time.
but
you found the king of all of them.
I think so. I feel like honestly, sometimes I feel like Anthony Hopkins in The Elephant Man, just taking him round.
Right.
Well, that's his favourite film. Right, we're watching that.
Oh, my God.
You know the bit in The Elephant Man where he takes his clothes off behind the screen and Anthony Hopkins is presenting it to all these physicians. Goes, look at the deformation of the skull, the spine, and ironically, the genitals are untouched. They are normal. Karl went, think of that. The one thing you would want like an elephant, and he gets the head. Just the thought of like the Elephant Man. He'd like one if the Elephant Man give me a big cock.
At least give me a big cock.
At least give me the elephant cock.
Please, at least do that.
Yeah, I know.
Fantastic.
People want to know if we ever get to meet Suzanne. Yeah, a lot of Idiot Abroad fans checking in.
Well, yeah, she does exist. It's not like Columbo.
Right.
But that's what we've done on the animation as well. Just so you never see her. But
Amazing.
No, she's very nice and normal, and sometimes when he's talking, me and my girlfriend go to dinner with them, and here come up one of these things, and you just see her looking at him so affectionately. You know what I mean? Sort of so proud of him.
That's kind of sweet.
It really is. It's really sweet. Yeah.
Did you make a concerted effort to get yourself in shape? Because I'm not. You aren't a slob or anything, but you were.
We forget.
You were a little heftier, let's say.
Forget now.
And now, I mean, I've seen pictures of you.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
You've seen pictures of you from magazines and
He
whatnot.
drastically changed his look.
He looked. That was 11.
And he
Ricky,
just kept it
I was
up.
looking at Anthony going. I mean, you weren't a slob or anything.
I was
you
a
just
slob.
sounded so Long Island. It was hilarious.
No, I wasn't a slob.
Sorry.
I ate and drank too much and didn't do enough exercise. That's how you get fat. It's simple science. You get fat if you take in more calories than you burn off. I've always known that. I knew it when I was fat. I knew why I was fat. No one ever gets fat behind their own back. No one ever starts eating and goes, what
happened?
Yeah, if you go up to a guy and he's surrounded by pies and you say, Frank, you know what's making you fat? He doesn't say, is it all the jogging? He knows. So, you know why you're doing it. And I just upped the exercise.
Was there a reason? Did you have to say, oh, this is why I'm eating more than I should and not exercising?
Christmas, I was 48. I had 11 sausages and I was in a sweat and I was saying to Jane, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Oh, Jesus.
And I thought, right, that's it. I mean, life's really good at the moment. I don't want to just
That would suck.
Oh, man.
That would suck so
Was
bad.
there a reason you were eating a lot, do you think? Was there any deep-seated bullshit?
No,
just being lazy.
Not stress or anything
I was
like that?
I was really thin and I worked out. I got my first job at 28 and then for the next 15 years, they were my eating years. I just got heavier and heavier, just very slightly. Just eating cheese, and enjoying food and stuff, and then you think you're nothing, which I still do, but I don't diet or anything. I still eat and drink too much. Then I work out like Rocky the next day.
Oh, right,
I just
to try to balance it out.
Exactly, yeah. The only reason you want to live longer is to eat and drink more.
Because, like I was saying, there are magazine pictures of you where it's like, wow, like Ricky actually is a sex symbol.
Yeah, that's right.
You got the hair going and sunglasses on and stuff, and you're in shape. And it's like, could you ever imagine that at your age now, you'd be, as far as women go, more attractive than you were a few years ago?
Thank God they can't see me going red. Also, those magazine articles, I should say that they've superimposed the elephant penis on me. That
Did they do that? Well, that's good.
That's why it's big, grey, and wrinkly.
Are you going to make more movies or what?
Well, I mean, I'm not making movies. I'm just busy at the moment, and I resisted it for a while just because I was making The Office and extras, and I did a couple. I did Ghost Town, Invention of Lying, and then I've just been doing Life's Too Short, and now I'm starting a new thing called Derek. But I'm not avoiding Hollywood. I sort of like to do my own thing. So unless it's right or unless it's perfect for me, I'm not running around being an actor for hire. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Well, it's always work doing your own thing. I mean, Jesus.
Can you mention? I saw you tweeting about Derek last night. I'm confused. You're bringing that to America?
Well, it's just a pilot episode that I put out, but if I do a series, I'd love it to.
But it premiered in England last night, right?
Just a little one-off, and it went down a storm. It's about a guy, a group of autograph hunters. They're sort of outsiders. They're sort of those weird little nerds. You might have seen them, these guys. But then you sort of get to know them, and you realise that they're nice and kind. And they don't hurt anyone, and it's based on. We got a show called Secret Millionaire in England, and I always noticed that the people who they go into the find who needs money, and the people who are helping the people have got nothing themselves. They got terrible lives,
right?
Oh, shit.
But they're the ones that are dedicating their life to helping other people,
right.
and I that's what gave me the idea. So I set it in an old people's home, and I don't know what it's like here, but in England. We seem to forget our elderly a bit. It's like
it's the same here.
It's the same. There's such an arrogance of youth as well, where they go, old. I go, well, that's the one thing that's definitely going to happen to you.
I know.
If you're lucky, you're definitely going to be that one.
But that's why we don't want to look at it. That's why we don't want to look at it. We're like, we want to just make believe that's not happening.
That's the foundation of spirituality as well, isn't it? We don't want to think that we won't be around anymore.
That it's just done. We need some kind of...
That's it, yeah. Or that people say, what's the point? Which is strange because that, to me, makes life more precious. That's why I want to try everything and be kind and be,
This is the point.
This is the point. This is it, yeah. Animals don't sit around going, why are we here?
They just go. They just go.
They get on with it. Yeah, that's the truth.
That's
got too heavy, didn't it?
No, I like it.
It's great, but it is a philosophy that takes a lot of discipline.
Well, it's also because it's such an unpopular view.
Yeah,
I'm the bringer of bad news.
You're the Grim Reaper.
Exactly. This is shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
What do you mean there's no afterlife and this is all I've got? Fuck you! Shut up. That's you know. I understand that. You know.
You will be shocked as shit though if you're standing before God and going, "Oh no."
Well, I'm just
awkward.
I'm just creating a new show based on that.
Oh really?
I'm creating a show with Clyde Phillips.
Stop creating.
Yes,
making us all seem lazy.
No, that's what I like.
You're an overachiever.
I like the creating, then I get bored with it quickly. The creating
And
bit,
move on
exactly. Yeah. I've created over 1,000 shows this year, and I made one of them.
That's healthy, though. People want to know if you're hitting on Ricky Gervais, Ant.
Well, you know what?
He's
He's an attractive man.
Okay.
And I enjoy his shows. His philosophy and personality are very good.
So it's my mind, mainly.
I guess, yes.
You don't treat me like a sex
It's
object.
a combination of the two. And, of course, back in the days when you were with the band, wow. Very mod look to you.
I couldn't have gone to prison then, could I?
Oof, that would have been a rough
now
time.
I think I'd get away with it.
Rough time for you.
Now I think I'd be left alone.
You think you could just go to the cafeteria, go to the laundry room, and alone with nary a problem, right?
I'd like to do their taxes or something. Sucking your cock is good, but how about this? What if I save you on your VAT?
We should ask him.
Right.
We should ask him the question we were trying to figure out earlier.
I just thought of that.
And this would be perfect for Carl, actually.
Yeah.
You want to explain really fast?
So there's a transsexual. That question,
Yeah,
right?
but
All right, there's
the
a
two,
transsexual woman. Used to be a guy. Now she's a girl with a cock named Bailey J.
Hold on, sorry, I've got to get the chronology right here. Wait a minute. So
Punch up the pictures,
So what was
Sam.
she born? What was he born?
She's born a man.
She was born a man, right?
Now
okay.
she's a girl.
Okay.
With a dick. She still has the dick.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he considers
So it's a pre-op transsexual.
Basically, yeah. She's got
She's had
tits and
hormones,
everything.
Yeah, hormones, but nothing.
Not
cut off
that
and
one.
everything.
Everything girl.
Get
except
a hot one.
Yeah.
Get a hot one.
And I'm obsessed with her. I think I don't have a thing for transsexuals, but there's something about her I find her incredibly
cock?
attractive. In the balls. I don't know.
Go to the one down.
There's something about her I really like. You know, there's something about you that's so different. It's like I'm tired of these girls with vaginas.
I need something different.
These vagina girls, as I call them.
All right.
But you, honey, you've got something. You've got something special.
It's a challenge.
Could I just say I'm not laughing at this person?
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
laughing at his obsession and saying.
Well, we've been laughing at him for a while about this
We'll
thing.
all be apologizing.
So she has a fully functioning penis.
fully functioning penis. Now she's got
fully functioning. What are all the functions that this can do? It's like buying a car.
Joe, go ahead.
Well,
Explain.
You can urinate.
Explain.
well, that's something we talked about earlier because hold on a second. So she's got a polar opposite now named Buck.
See, that's
Angel.
Bailey, and
This
that's
is Bailey.
Buck Angel.
Right.
Now this is Buck Angel.
Hold on. What's that? So hold on.
That's
This is Bailey J.
That has a penis.
That has a
That's
penis.
a boy. That was a born. He. What do I call it?
Yeah.
What does it want?
Chick with a dick. She's a chick with a dick.
She
now.
doesn't want to be called chick with a dick.
Just she.
I think she does.
I think she likes she.
What's her name?
Bailey.
Bailey. So that's
Bailey.
a girl. So she's
Yes.
saying I'm a woman now.
Yes.
Okay, but I've got a dick.
But has a
Right.
penis
Okay,
and
fine.
testicle.
Now-
Good.
That works.
Buck-
To each their own.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This
Is
is
it her
Buck.
own? Or did she?
No, it's hers. She kept it from before.
Okay.
Now
okay,
this is
fine.
Buck Angel,
And
who.
he's a man.
Well,
But Buck was born a woman and still has complete women parts, vagina,
Okay,
everything.
That's a woman. Okay.
Well-
Yeah. And tattoos.
Right,
Okay,
but
yeah, I've got it.
he still has his vagina.
Yeah.
Okay.
she was
right.
born she was a model even.
Do you have a
When she was a
vagina
female.
picture of Buck Angel?
I know. It's all right. You don't need to. It's fine.
Come on,
It's fine.
you shared a lot with us. We want to
Sure.
share back.
You
Yeah.
have your dumb safety on, I think.
Whose
on your
computer
search.
is that?
All right, that's
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Not making
okay.
fun. We're just kind of amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very amazed.
Because Buck Angel threatens people.
Well,
Yeah,
Threaten Joe.
We've discussed this on the show before about what would you rather do: have sex with Buck Angel in his vagina or suck Billy J's dick?
And that's the question for you today, Ricky.
now Ricky.
It's the newlywed game.
So this is the question.
Let's bring back the newlywed game, but with questions like this.
This is the question.
How long have you been married? Oh, we've been married 1 year. Okay, well, this is the first question.
It's very.
Asked your wife.
Look,
your husband said.
Look, we understand it's not an easy.
He definitely suck a dick. He definitely suck a dick.
The funniest part, when we first did this discussion, Jim Florentine was here, and he goes, "Come on, what would you rather do?" And he goes, and I go, "I guess I'd suck her dick," but I go, I couldn't swallow. And he goes, Florentine
Ricky's
goes,
too big of a star for this. I think he might be too
Wait a
big of a
minute.
star.
Hold on. So it's a girl who's pretending to be a man.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh, it's a man. It's a man.
That's a man, but
Oh,
a
God.
woman.
So
woman
would you
man.
rather?
I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm taking it more seriously than you should.
No, we all took it very seriously.
No, we like the serious angle of this. It's very confusing.
I was saying it is
Tough
absolutely
one.
the Kobayashi Maru.
See, hold on. The other
From
thing
Star
is,
Trek.
Is it the event that's terror or the rest of your life? That's the other thing.
Yeah, because you do then have to live.
Well, I have my answer.
I have my
What's yours?
answer.
I would, and this is when I got threatened with when I said this about Buck Angel.
All right,
This
be
is when I got
careful. Be careful.
the threatening tweet.
Right.
I said I could not get an erection for this man with the vagina.
No, you're going down on the person.
Yeah, no,
Jesus.
I would. No, I'm going girl cock all the fucking way.
I go guy.
Sorry that I felt the need to go like this
But
as I said it too.
I said I
apologize. That was
go guy with the vagina. Close your eyes.
Oh, there you
But
go.
Close your
I was
eyes.
thinking that.
But you're
punch
gonna
that one
feel
up.
male thighs around your head.
Oh, that's it. Oh, really?
All right, there's what you're talking.
It is a woman.
All right, wait.
All right, there's what you're
Ricky,
talking
that's
about.
that's what Joe's talking
Now,
about.
Joe, you would do that.
Oh, come on. That's not only a dick, that's the biggest dick in the world. That's just ridiculous. That's just rubbing salt in the wound. That's not... Oh, God.
There's your choices.
Jesus.
There's your choices, Rick. Come on, Ricky.
A B.
Come on.
That's terrible.
Yeah, A or B, Ricky. A or B.
Oh, that is awful when you put it
Honestly,
like that.
No.
Would you like us to take a picture of this? Because know what I would really
It's a
want?
no-win scenario.
I want Carl to answer this question.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate question for Carl, I think.
Okay. Do you mind if I don't take a picture of
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I'll just describe it to him. Because I'll tell you now, I will never forget that as long as I live.
Yeah. But Joe DeRosa, you're totally fine with that.
Joe goes with B. I go with A.
I'm going B.
And what are you going?
Bailey, all the way.
A or B?
You are gonna
I'm
choke.
going without an answer.
You have to
I'm
answer.
taking the smart
You
route.
have to
You are
answer.
going to choke on that.
Yeah, you're really gonna have a hard time.
You have to answer it.
Well,
when
this
you're
is-
eye to eye with that thing, Joe, you'd back out.
I think if you really pretended, it would just be like she was wearing a strap on.
I love the fact this started off with me being an intellectual and talking about quantum physics.
That's the beauty of the
Are you going to
show.
ask the same questions to Stephen fucking Hawking when he's in?
That's where the question came from. It came from that physics documentary that I watched. They posted-
Unbelievable.
I would suck the dick.
My universe is expanding. Good.
Holy shit.
That's terrible.
Another highbrow conversation.
Exactly.
With
Exactly.
Opie and Anthony.
I hope we didn't push it too far
Every
with
day is
you.
the end of my career, but usually it's my own fault.
We really brush right up against it.
I hope
But,
we didn't,
And if you're Joe, you put it in
Go
your
too
mouth.
far with you. It's
Like
Ricky
the show, I
Gervais on
need to go and lie
Twitter.
down.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais on Twitter, obviously a great one to follow.
Yes.
And he does balance it out with the plugs and the
Please.
and the good tweets.
He's a great follow.
Yeah, we talk about how some guys just all they do is plug, and those suck after a while.
That's what
Like
Joe
Louis
used to do.
CK.
Like Louis fucking C.K., a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Are you going to
I'm
be
gonna joke every once in a while.
Are you going to be on Louis' show at all?
Oh, I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah, I know. I've seen
know.
the ones you've been on.
No, I love that character, Dr. Ben. It was great fun, and it was. I like the way Louis films. He films like me, 9 to 3. That's what, he does it because he has to drop his kids off and pick them up. I do it because I just, I've got
Why
things
spend
to
that
do.
much time? Right?
You're a
Yeah.
busy man. Yeah.
Yeah,
That doctor character is fantastic. Just
it
with
was
the
great,
lying.
really great fun.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Ricky Gervais. God, we love that you still do our show, man.
Yes,
we really
thanks,
appreciate
It's
that.
great fun.
The Ricky Gervais show,
I've still
season
got
3.
just before. Sorry to interrupt you, and
Yeah,
you're
no
plugging
worries.
my show, but I've still got the phrase "It's girl cock all the way." I mean, that's pretty much the T-shirt that I want to see. around the world.
It's Girl Cock
you
all
can,
the
you
way.
can have the copyright.
Yeah.
It's Girl Cock all the way. Yeah. A new album.
Please ask that question to Carl
On the
first.
Jay Leno. Welcome to Girl Cock all the way.
That's fantastic.
Sorry.
No worries, man. The Ricky Gervais Show Season 3
way.
premieres next Friday, April 20th on HBO.
Thank you,
It was a
guys.
pleasure again,
Great,
man.
man.
That was great fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
dear.
Are we
I guess
done?
we're done,
I think
too.
we're done.
Let's wash my eyes out.
Yeah. Should do that.
Joe, you got anything? Joe Derosa? Joe Derosa
Just
Comedy on
CDs
Twitter.
on iTunes, please.
All right.
Cool.
See you Monday.
Thanks,
Have a great
man.
weekend. Ricky Gervais, everyone.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony.